Arkadelphia has had a Badger Robotics team for 2 years now, and we've competed in FIRST. FIRST is one of the oldest robotics competitions in the world, maybe even the oldest in the world. Basically what happens is there's a kickoff in early January where they introduce a problem that the kids have to solve, and it's usually in the form of a game. This year it's called Destination Deep Space. It's sponsored by Boeing, basically you're on a planet way out and there's been a storm, and you have to be able to load cargo into a cargo ship and a rocket, and you earn points by doing that. And so once you know the problem, the team gets together and develops a robot that solves all of the different mechanical problems that crop up in playing that game. And you have 6 weeks to do it. Dean Kamen, who was the person who originated this, used that model because he felt like it was a business model where he had to work under really extreme time constraints. So 6 weeks is not a long time to build a robot, as you can imagine. And then you have what's called bag day, and everybody on the planet that competes on that same day at the same time puts their robot in a giant Ziploc bag, and you sign off saying you won't work on it anymore. We've worked, and originally we thought this was a mechanical problem, electrical problem, but we found that there's really a lot more. We have to work with sponsors in the community, to obtain funding to do this. And part of what we're doing here today is developing a business plan, and that's a big element in this, is to be able to talk about the future of the team and how the team leadership is going to work. How do you solve problems? If there's do you vote on it? We're going to develop an organizational chart and different things like that. So it really winds up being a lot of interpersonal skills in addition to those technical skills that they need to make the robot.
Yeah, so like if we look at FIRST Robotics as a whole, it's just this guy decided that one day he was going to have a robotics competition. And what's come out of it is, engineers in fields, like regular technology development like Silicon Valley, advanced manufacturing, all these things like that. This doesn't just happen because some people decided, oh, we're just going to show up and have some fun. Like, that was intentional, and by exposing people to technical aspects, it encouraged them to further their education. And that's brought about a lot of good things in science and technology.
After kickoff, what happened was we came back, and we have a new place that we've been doing this, where we've been working, and that's at Peak. We actually have a classroom where we set up like a shop. And so basically we've just been trying to put together our chassis and try figuring out strategy. So that's just what we've been working on. So overall, how we're going to get into top 8, and also like starting to manufacture what we want the robot to look like.
Okay, so part of the robotics competition, there's a business aspect, and we have to make a business plan, and Henderson State University was generous enough to donate their services and education by teaching us tips and how to do that exactly, and it was very useful.
We learned how to structure a business plan and what to have within it to show FIRST Robotics how our future how our future team is going to operate.
We're going to use the things we learned and try to really make the general things that we learned about business plan, and try and make our business plan unique to our team, and so that we can really showcase what our team's capable of and all the intricacies of what goes into making our robot.
The competitions are multi-level competitions, and as a new team, we primarily compete in the Arkansas Regional. And the Arkansas Regional takes place at Barton Coliseum the first week of March, and it's a 3-day competition. The first day you work on getting your robot inspected and kind of practice, and then there's a set of qualifying rounds, and there's usually around 70 of those, and you compete, and after those 70 qualifying rounds, the top 8 teams kind of are selected for the finals. They get to pick additional teams that come into the finals with them, and then there's a round, there's a bracketed competition, and eventually the top team gets to go on to the next level. The next level is usually at Houston or in Detroit, and they're what they call the world competitions.
Some of our biggest successes have been the progress that we've made on the chassis, and how we've been working well together as a team. I'd say something we need to work on is being more decisive, because we only have a 6-week building period. And so we've been coming up with really good ideas. We just need to figure out how to execute them properly.